So welcome to the course that I'm making. So you guys should already have access to the Google Drive, and then okay, and then if you go to the Google Drive, you'll see a couple of things here. Let's see. I don't want to share that. Okay. Yeah, so you guys have this. This is the schedule on how the course is gonna run. Let's just take a quick look at it. Well, I have it here. So here, yeah. This is the meeting information. If you guys have questions, you guys can contact me. And then these meetings are gonna be from well, it's just gonna be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. And then each section is gonna be of 40 minutes because May doesn't allow more than that. And then this week we should be looking at comments, data types, data conversions, and strongly dynamically typed variables in the input-output part 0 of the console. And then today, another package is gonna get released talking about this. And then if you guys can take a look at the schedule, it looks like the first week is gonna be too rough because we have a lot of information we wanna get familiarized with quickly. And then the second week is gonna get less stressful and less work, but it's be more like it'll be more like concepts and all that. So it's just that. And then if you keep looking through this, you'll see that every time or every week we'll have less and less information. It'll just be that we'll have more hands-on and more practices. So yeah, it's just that. And then for the hello world.py, if you guys take a look at it, you guys should, let's take a look. Let's open it with Visual Studio Code. I hope you guys have already the softwares that we need. Okay, so this is a description of the course. It's gonna be I wanna say that the course is gonna get a structure in 3 parts. So we'll have the topic, and it's gonna have this format of the title of the file. And then we are gonna have the examples, which is gonna have this format too. So the examples is basically you looking at me doing some examples basically. So you guys can ask questions about that, and yeah, if you guys are confused about that. And then the put in practice are just like assignments or the exercises you want to be doing so you can get familiarized with the topic. Yeah, that's it. Oh, well, it's gonna be a 6-week course. So if you have time or like more time to put into it, just try to like do some practices on your own or look for more information. We'll also have a one team project, which is gonna be not that hard, but like I expect you guys to be able to do that, and it's also gonna be a little bit interesting, so you guys can put it in your resume. So yeah, just that. And then if you guys ever get confused, you guys can look at the documentation of Python, and you guys just go to this website and you guys will find information there. Or you guys can go to Stack Overflow, and it's fine. Like, I don't mind you guys copying and pasting the code from websites, but just make sure you guys understand what's happening in the code. So yeah, and you guys can Google whatever you guys want. Ask someone from the course. I'm pretty sure you guys know someone from the course, so just ask them. Or also you guys can just send me a question, right? That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, now we should go to the first file. And what's Python and why should you learn Python? Well, that's a meme. I just wanted you guys to look at a meme. That's about it. It's not important. But why Python is such a powerful and popular language? It's because, well, you guys don't understand the concept of pseudocode right now, but like Python is so clean that, and it's like you can, whatever you can think of, you can make it into Python code and let the computer do the work for you. For example, if you have a, I don't know, if you need to do some weird math, you can make Python do it. Or if you have if you want to do some well, I'm not sure, I can think of an example right now, but like engineers use a lot of other programs to do certain things, but those programs or those applications are made with computers, obviously, and the work is done by computers. But sometimes these applications, or there is no way for people to do it in computers, like the work they want to do, because not a lot of people know how to code it. But if you do know how to code it, you'll probably make I don't know, a good impression for someone you are working with, or it'll just look good on your resume. And then let's start by creating a new file, a new Py file, and I'm gonna just call it test 0.py. Yeah, and then let's just open it with Visual Studio Code. And let's first go over some examples on how to create it. Well, I want to have this file here so we can have a reference. So let's first talk about comments and why comments are so important. Well, comments are important because well, a lot of people says that comments are for programmers to understand what's happening, and that's basically it. You are the one that's gonna be reading your code, or like maybe a peer that you are working with. But other than that, no one else is gonna look at your code more than you. So you are writing comments for yourself and for others programmers to look at it, and like, yeah, that's about it. Um, and they are handy when you have a lot of lines of code and blocks of code that it's really weird to understand what's happening there, and you want to have like just a comment to describe what's happening with the code. So you do that. And that's how you use the comments, basically. Data types. So in Python we have different. Oh wait, just give me a second. Monday is Wednesday. So yeah, data types are very common in any programming language. In Python, we have three basic data types, and these are the strings. Let's just create a variable called strings. And the way you can create another variable that's gonna have the same result, you can just put a comma there and then give another name. For example, a string, and then just text maybe. And then you put the assignment operator. That's not an equal operator. This is called an assignment operator. And then you put the string you want to put in there. Let me just put some random text, some random text. Random text. Okay. And then if you want to output that to the screen, you can certainly do that. Text. And you run it. And then oh, well, you gotta put something in the comments. This is a comment. Right. Oh, never mind. Some random text. Well, It should work. Just give me a second. Maybe something is happening. Okay, yeah, it gets printed. Also, if you wanna, oh, there is another data type which are numbers. We separate numbers as integers and as floats. So we have integers, and this can be positive, negative numbers, and zero, and all the numbers you can think of. They are integers, but they gotta be whole numbers. And then we have another number, floats, and these can be negative, positive floats, and they are just numbers with a decimal point. So yeah, just that. And if you run it, I don't know what's non-iterable. Okay, never mind. Never mind that. Okay, good. So yeah, we have floats and we have integers. Let me just change that. Floats, integers. And then we can also output it by calling the print function on them. So integers and floats. Print floats. So you have the numbers here. And something, some other data types that we have Boolean values, and Boolean values are important because, well, I'll show you guys why they are important in the future, but just know that we have only two values for Boolean values. These are true and false, and they are gonna be using more in the future. Just like have that in mind. But yeah, you also can do math with these numbers. So you can add, if you want to add 10, and then integers just equals to integers again plus another number, let's say 20 for example, and then this variable name gets redefined by calling the same variable name inside and just an operation in there. Or a shorthand that you can use is just call the assignment operator with the operation itself, and you have it like that, and you pass the number you wanna add it to. And with floats, you can do something similar. Also, strings, you can do something similar. The shorthand for operations here and reassignment. So first, we have this variable name, right? And when you first declare a variable name, it's done like this. And if you wanna redefine the variable name, you just call it again and redefine it. But yeah, so the first time that you call it, it's defining a variable name. And the second time or any other time that you call it, it's redefining because the variable name has been defined already and you already have a value there. But but if you don't have any value yet that has that variable name and you call it the first time, that's defining or assigning. You can call it both. Or yeah. We also have data structures. So we have lists which are defined as this, and you can put anything you want inside of them. You can put numbers, you can put strings, you can put other lists or any other data type you want. We'll use those later in the course. We also have sets, and these come from the mathematical sense of sets. So they are not order data structures, and the elements are unique. So it's just if you put any other number inside of it that is repeated, you'll just have the unique values. So you'll only have one. But we'll talk about that later in the course. I already have written the instructions for it. So yeah. What else do we have? We have complex numbers, but we'll not use them. Um, not in this course. You can certainly use them in like other fields, but in this course we'll not learn about them. Um, you can also redefine or convert the data type from from one from one type to another. For example, if you have a, let me just get rid of this already, and let me call num. And let's say we define this as a number that is a string, but we wanna have another number, and we wanna have its numerical or have it as an integer. Then we do int num. What this does is um, basically converting this 17 from a string to an integer. So you'll have the type being an integer there. And there is a function to check what type. If you print them, you'll see that they both look the same. But if you call the type function on them, you'll see that they do have different types. So if you just put type in there and you print them, you'll see that the first one is a string type, and the second one is an integer type. We also have characters, and these characters are just one character string. So you call character, and for example, A, this is a character string. And yeah, I don't know if they can be considered as one data type, because on their own they are just a string. But for us programmers, will often think of single characters as a special type. In other programming languages like C or C++, you'll find that characters are their own data type and strings are just a list of characters. So just have that in mind. It's important to know it, but like just don't think too much about it. Yeah. Also, you can convert a number, a string that is not a number, to a data type. So if you want to do this, this will give you an error. If you want to try it, just have it here, and then you'll see the error here, because A is not a number, and you can't convert it to a number. You cannot also convert this, because this is not an integer. This is a float. So if you want this to be true, you can do float here, and then you'll have the float part of it. And if you want to print the type here, print type type of a float of a character, because that's how our variable name is called. You'll have that the type is a float. What else can we do? We can convert this into an integer now. That is a float, because from a float you can convert to an integer. What will happen is that it'll round up, it'll round the value, and you see this here that it just drops the other 7. So it'll drop whatever you have in there. Yeah. Any questions yet? Or no? Maybe. Okay. We have the input and output functions, which are print and input. So you can input something, and you can print a message. If you want to input, let's print, give me a number. Give me a number. So let's see if it works. Yeah. And I'll give them 17, I guess. And yeah, it's just recorded somewhere. You can record it in a variable name. So X gets that number. If you don't want to record it, let's say if I want to print it right after. So if I do, for example, 17, it'll print it right after. You'll see. But also, you can convert it. For example, we can convert the number, and then let's add 100, for example, and then you'll see here. If I give them 20, it'll be 120. Yeah. Some other cool things that you can print are characters or strings multiplied by numbers. And then this doesn't make sense at first, but you can just give it a try. For example, 56 times 100. 56 is a character, and then 100 is a number, right? And then 20, and you'll see that it'll just get the string and just copy and paste 100 times. So how many characters are here is 200, because we gave them 2 characters. And if you want the numerical number, you can do integer, and then you'll have the numerical number here. And now this is a number. So you can do that. You can also convert integers to floats. So if you do the float, it'll just add here. It'll add the decimal points, and then it will give you the result in scientific notation. We have operations. We call them Boolean operations because, well, sometimes we use Boolean to decide whether something is true or false. So let's call Boolean, or just B. And then let's ask them if 50 is equals to 100. And we can print the result. So print B. And we know that 50 is not equal to 100, so this is false. But for example, we ask them if 50 is less than 100, and we know that that's true, right? So we receive that value. And what else do we have? Oh, we have the module. So the module, it's interesting because it will give you. So let's say we have 2/100, right? And we call it M. And we'll know that this will be a. What happened here? Okay, yeah. We'll know that 2/100 will be oh, never mind. Let's choose 120. It will be 1.2, right? But we are not interested in knowing the how many times 120 can be in 100. We just want to know how many times, or what's the residual of that division. So if we do the module there, it will give you 20, because 120 over 100, it will be 1.2, which we just want whatever was left from that division, and 20 was left, so we get 20. If you put 220, if we divide 220 over 100, we'll get 2.2. But if we just want the leftovers, we'll get 20 as well. So you see here, we'll get 20. Oh shit. Running out of time, we remove the 20. Okay, we have time. I don't know how many time though. Do you guys have any questions? No? Okay, good. So something special about the print command or the print function, you can give them anything. So for example, any how many entries you want to print, it'll print them. It'll print it. So if you want to print this number here or this input or this output, sorry, you can certainly print it. It's here. So it won't complain of how many inputs you put. You just got to put them in the right spot. And then the input, it'll just receive strings and you got to put like a message you want to print. If you don't want a message to print, you just do input and no. It'll still ask for an input and then it won't do anything though. It won't print anything. So there is that. I think that's clear. What else do we have? Data type. Okay. Yeah, I think we are done with this. I didn't want to put a lot of information here at first because I don't want to have you guys to be overwhelmed with whatever information I'm putting. So today I'm gonna post the other package. I have it ready. It's on branches and we can take I'm gonna put it online like right now. And it's loading, I believe. My shoes. If not, then I'll do it later. But we can take a look at it before leaving, so we can do at least like 40 minutes because I'm not sure how long this is gonna take. Let's take a look. Yeah. Oh, also I want to show you guys some things you can do with Visual Studio Code. So let's say you have this line and you want to comment it out, you can just push Control and then the how do you call it, the question mark, and then it will comment it out. And if you want to have it uncommented, you do the same thing. And if you want to add the tab, you can just press tab and it'll add 4 spaces. Also, you can do you can just comment a lot of code by selecting the whole code, pressing Control, and then doing this, the question mark. So yeah, it will comment that out, and it will increment it as well. So yeah, you can do that. Also, you can just save your code by doing Control S, and it'll save the code. So this time the structure of the nodes will change, as you can see. Well, I like the structure before, but I felt like it wasn't giving you guys a lot of explicit information. So this time I'm trying to give you an example and then some information, another example and information. I feel that will be like more helpful for you guys. And in this package, we are going to talk about syntax and syntax semantics. You guys can read about it, but I'm gonna just explain it on another file. So I'm gonna create another file called just list 1.py. Let's say you do print, right? And then you wanna use a string to print, right? And then you print a number, for example, 12, and you forget something on the syntax. What did I forget? I forgot a comma here. So you add the comma and then run it again, and then it'll work this time. So why is syntax important? First, one of your common mistakes that you are gonna be doing as a programmer is doing syntax error. And how is that important? Because many of the times you will be struggling with the code and you want to fix it, but you don't know how to fix it. So try to be linear with the syntax. For example, if I just add so this code works, like right now it works. If I run it, it works. If you But if you add a space at the beginning of your file, it won't work, and it will tell you that it won't work because you have an indentation error. And this is just syntax. So we'll learn about if statements in this file here, and you guys will read about it. But for example, if you do if 10 is greater than 4, which it is, so if it's true, you want to print something, right? You want to print 10 is greater than 4, right? But if your indentation should be 4 spaces. Now it can be any space, any number of spaces you want. It doesn't have to be 4, but like most of the times, or the standard for us as programmers, it's 4. And if you, well, for if statements or any block of code you put after a colon, it gotta be indented. And the number of spaces you want to leave is any number you want, but the standard is always 4. So if you do this, print something here, it'll work and it'll print this. But the standard, like I told you guys, is 4. If you, well, want some highlights to mix here, it's that it gotta be always the same number. What I mean by that, for example, if this is 4, I mean, if this is 1 space and the next one is 2 spaces, it won't work. Why? Because there is an indentation error. And that's also part of our syntax semantics. What else is in the syntax semantics? Well, for example, if you have a print hello world, for example, hello world, and then you put double comma here and you don't put anything inside, this is a syntax semantics error. And you put my name is, I don't know, something, and save it, and you try to run it, it'll tell you that there is a syntax error. And yeah, because you cannot have a double comma here. Similar to that, you cannot have, I'm gonna print a list of numbers, and then I'm gonna, for example, forget this to close the bracket here, and then it will tell you there is a syntax error because I didn't close the brackets here and it needs to be closed. So be careful with that. Or for example, you forget these parentheses here. This is a syntax error as well. And I have classified the syntax errors here in 3 types, and it's here. So there are syntax errors based on spaces, syntax error on punctuation. So if you have bad punctuation here, you'll see that that it won't work. Like I said, if I do, for example, here, we all know the module already. So if we want to print, for example, 2 module, double module 100, it won't work because this is a syntax error. You see? Also, if you forget to add if you forget like to add a comma, or you try to order it differently, for example, if I want to do 4 equals to x, this is a syntax error because the computer or the Python interpreter doesn't know how to read that, what you said there. So you gotta reorder it in the right position. Following with branches, we have the Boolean values that we talked about from yesterday's note. And we know that, for example, we have an if statement and you declare like this. And in here, you gotta have a Boolean value. And then you can have an else in case the first statement didn't work. So if int input enter a number, if we ask for a number and then we ask, is this number greater than 100? If this number that I just inputted is greater than 100, print given number is greater than 100. Otherwise, print basically the same thing, just not there. Here, just print given number is not greater than 100. Enter the number. I'm gonna put, for example, for given number is not greater than 100. I wanna run it again and wanna put 150 this time. And given number is greater than 100. I can do it this way. But if, for example, I wanna have another statement, so I'm gonna copy this inside a variable name and I'm gonna use X. What if the given number is 100? So I do else if or elif X is equals to 100. I'm gonna print this statement. Given number is 100 because, or is equals to 100. And then I'm gonna just run it again and make sure it works with 100. Yeah. So given number is equals to 100. So what's happening here is that I'm doing an if this is greater than 100 or this is equals to 100, do this. Else do some other thing, meaning that it's not greater than 100. You can have as many if statements as you want, and there is no number of else if statement that you can put in there. Also, but you can only have one if and else per statement. So this whole thing is considered an if else branch. So yeah, you don't have to put an else if statement and you don't have to put an else statement. You can just have a if and then the else you just can ignore it, because if it is, this will get printed. Otherwise, this other thing will get printed. For example, if I get rid of this, what will the last line, this line number 4, will always get printed. So yeah, that's just some examples on how to use it, and I think we should be good to go for today. So well, that's not the only thing I'm talking in this new package. I have a lot of examples and more topics I wanna cover, but I just don't wanna cover everything today because we won't have anything to talk about Monday. And today, hopefully I'm gonna upload the new package today right after today's meeting, so you guys can take a look at it. Also, if you guys have done the put in practice problems, you guys can send them to me. I'll get them and I'll give you guys feedback. Probably not right away because I gotta make some tests on it and then make sure it works. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, okay. So the put in practice problems are gonna get solved. Not all of them, but some of them are gonna get solved the next day of the meeting. For example, today's meetings and yesterday's meeting or yesterday's package is gonna count as one whole package. So package number 0 and package number 1. And then I must solve the put in practice problems the next meeting, which is Monday. And on Monday, another package is gonna get released, and I must solve those problems on Friday, because on Wednesday we'll talk about the package that's gonna get released. So today's package well, I have it in my mind, and if you guys, I can share it with you guys through an email or something. But yeah, so today's package will okay. So I'm gonna release a package today, right? And then I'm gonna talk about it on Monday, and on Wednesday I'm gonna solve those problems here. And the package release on Monday, I'm gonna talk about it on Wednesday, and I'm gonna solve the problems of Monday on Friday. So I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, it makes sense for me. I'm gonna leave it here for you guys. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna let you guys go. And what else can I do? I think that's it. I don't want to spoil you guys with all that. And yeah, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna let you guys just read these problems and work on them. You guys can send them to me again. And if you guys have any questions on whatever you read, just send me a message. If you guys see that the information given is not clear, just send me a message. If you guys see that I have some misspelled words, tell me or let me know, because I want this information to go online and hopefully help other people too. So yeah, uh, at this point, I'm gonna just stop recording, and I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna let you guys go already.